Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And now, it's show time!
Your attention, please. One show for you to see. One for you and everyone.
Oh, look at all the people. Pay attention, it's show time.
I am always ready, as you say, to put on the show.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait! We forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
Aloha. Come to the Tiki Room. Get your expialidocious tickets right here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. This is episode 287 for the week of June 6th, 2019. Back in the house, I have Keith and Matt.
Hey now, how's everybody doing out there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, we are here. And this week we brought on a friend and a fellow Mouse Pros agent, Andrea. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And we'll get to the reason why we're having you on the show in a little bit. But first,
Sure.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience out there?
Sure, I'm a mom of 3. I was a stay-at-home mom. I still am, but I work from home obviously now with Mouse Pros. I'm one of Sean's colleagues. I am a lover of everything Disney, from movies to parks. We have pretty much done everything Disney that we possibly can at this point with 3 kids. And we started going to Florida when I was a little kid because my great-grandma lived down in Florida. And on the way back, if we were good the whole car ride, we got to stop at Magic Kingdom. So that's how I became obsessed with everything Disney.
Oh, nice. So where in Florida do they live?
My grandparents used to live in Hollywood, Florida. So we would drive all the way down from Chicago to Hollywood, Florida.
Wow, that's a drive.
Well, and we didn't have car seats back then because that's how old I am.
Right. I mean, like, I remember I used to sit in the back of the old family truckster. And, there was no seatbelts back there. They used to have these flip-up seats, and you could have people on either side of you sitting. And it was crazy. I mean, you didn't worry about things like that.
No, we crammed in, and we drove. My parents would be like, "We're driving all the way."
No stops.
No stops.
Pee in a cup.
Keep going, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We had a humongous van because they put like a queen size mattress in the back of it. We would just go on trips and stuff, and we would just go and play back there, fight and take naps. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, queen size mattress. They could fit a bunch of kids back there.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
It was fun.
I'm sure it was. And if you ever peed the bed, you were in trouble. Now you had to smell pee the whole time in the car ride for 12 hours.
Well, it's not like we were like we weren't potty trained. I mean, there was always a pee jug in the back of,
What if you accidentally drink it?
Oh gosh.
So what kind of a kid were you?
I'm questioning this.
Not that I would have drank. It would have been warm. I would have known not to drink it.
Not if it's set for a while.
That's true. I don't think we need to talk about this anymore.
There's a news break we have to get to, right?
Yes.
Like or something?
Yes. I'm going to send it over to Steve for the news. Steve, thanks. Take it away.
Hi, Steve from Disney Diary here. This is What's News.
Well, it's like a giant movie set. I mean, we never had anything this big. This is huge. And it just goes on and on. It's great.
Star Wars Galxys Edge opened in Disneyland to huge fanfare with fireworks over the Millennium Falcon. You first heard George Lucas's reaction to the new land. Let's find out what Mark Hamill had to say.
Well, it's just remarkable because when you make the film, it's composited. I mean, there's little sections built for whatever they need within the frame. But to see it fully realized is just astonishing. So in a way, the public's seeing it in a way that we never did. The same with riding the Millennium Falcon, you know. It's pretend. I mean, sometimes they rock the cockpit a little bit, but to see it like this, the audience is going to see it more fully realized than we ever did in the film.
And Mr. Lucas, your thoughts on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run?
That was very intense. It's like Star Tours only on steroids, and it's just, you know, it's fantastic. It's much more intense than Star Tours.
The Disney World version opens August 29th. Now in non-Batuu news, a new fireworks show will debut this year at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. Called Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks, the show will celebrate the magic of Christmas with medleys of holiday songs from Joy to the World and Deck the Halls to Up on the Housetop and We Wish You a Very Merry Christmas. Remember, this joins the new fireworks show for the 2019 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. In addition, the first 4 narrators for the annual Candlelight Processional at Epcot were announced. The festival runs from November 29th to December 30th. The lineup so far includes Whoopi Goldberg, Pat Sajak, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Edward James Olmos. Those sailing on the Disney Fantasy will experience some new entertainment. A reimagined Aladdin musical spectacular has premiered, and this fall Frozen, a musical spectacular, will make its debut on the ship in the Walt Disney Theater. Marvel fans can now build their own superhero gauntlet at Disney Springs. The superhero headquarters, located on the west side, opened in the new area, allowing you to build a gauntlet with lights and sounds from Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Iron Man. There's even a launcher. The process is similar to building a lightsaber. The cost is $24.99 for the gauntlet and $15 extra for the launcher. Finally, 2 save-the-date reminders. First is June 18th. Disney has announced plans that will be the day booking for the 2020 Walt Disney World vacation packages will begin. They will release pricing that day. The second is for July 25th and July 30th. These are the dates that the Muppet movie will return to the theaters for a special 40th anniversary engagement. Please visit us at DisneyDiary.com for the latest news. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Disney Diary. Now, back to the Tiki
All right, we are back from break. I want to thank Steve for the news again this week from Disney Diary, so be sure to check out DisneyDiary.com for your Disney news and information. So, Andrea, the reason we brought you on the show was because you were at the grand opening of Star Wars Galxys Edge.
I was a lucky winner. we had booked a trip in October, not knowing what was going to happen, and we were staying on Disney Resort property, and so we were lucky enough to snag a great reservation time.
Nice.
It was amazing. We were selected for the 8 a.m. window.
Oh, that's perfect.
So we were 8 to noon. We checked in at 7. I know people were there at 5 a.m., but they didn't let you in but 2 hours before. The system, I know you guys are Disney fanatics and probably have, witnessed some park property openings. This was flawless.
Was it?
I don't know if you guys followed on Facebook at all.
I did some, yeah. Yeah, I saw some of your stuff. It was extremely jealous, by the way. But...
Well, and they just had the system down so well. We waited maybe 10 minutes to check in. They checked both of my husband and I's IDs, and the kids, they just vouched names. And we were sent off to either shop or you could hang out in this little area in Tomorrowland. And they had some concessions open so you could get some food or drinks. And then they escorted us back when the time was right.
See, now I know later on, and I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, there were started to be waits and people were waiting for an hour to check in or so.
Yeah, I don't know if it was opening day, Sean, and they just had, the amount of cast members they had working, I can't imagine what the payroll was that day. There were people everywhere, and it was executed flawless. I don't know, like you said, coming in after us or how that worked, but and we were the first time, so I don't know if that was a bonus to us, but it really was well done.
Did you feel that the 4 hours was enough time to kind of see everything?
I do. The only thing we didn't get to see was the cantina because that was the longest line out of anything in the park. And what they were doing is they were closing the line, so they would cap it almost like the first 30 people, and then they would shut down. You couldn't even line up at that point, just because of logistics of how the streets were and crowding. And so we decided to skip that, and then there was a 15 to 20 minute window for you to be inside of there before you had to leave the cantina. And we had talked to
the stormtroopers go and chase you out of there too, or
I don't know. But they did.
Just
Stormtroopers, they were walking the streets at the exit times and checking your bracelets to see if it was time for you to leave.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah, so that part was true. Thank God we didn't have to be, stowed out by them.
Did they just say move along if your time ran out? Or
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And kept you they kept walking you towards the exits because we saw somebody in front of us have that done, and we just kind of sneaked around it. With the kids to avoid the scene.
Right.
That we were in there longer than we
I would do it on purpose. I would make them throw me out. That's
well, now you just stop and wave your hand and be
it.
my time is not up yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure
he
somebody
was
tried
waving
that.
his wristband around. But I have to say the lines for everything, we ate at multiple places. They were less than 10 minutes. We were really smart, and we decided to do Smuggler's Run around 10:30, and we kind of didn't rush there, and it seemed everybody that rushed there, it was a 60-minute wait. When we went at 10:30, it was a 5-minute wait.
No,
wow, really?
Because everybody was at the cantina.
Everybody was at the cantina or building a lightsaber. It was amazing. We literally walked on, and the only thing I wish we would have had more time is they have the lounge inside the ship set up.
Right.
They kind of rushed us through that because there was no wait.
I'm kind of surprised that they would rush you through.
Yeah, I think because we were at 10:30 and the next group came in at 11. The next big wave of people checked in at 11. The ride is amazing. It's so well done. Two of my kids got to be the pilots, and you're scored on it.
Oh no!
And so we didn't do very well because a 7-year-old was driving the
Right.
Millennium Falcon. So you're scored on it, and I was an engineer, and my husband and my other son were gunners. And then you get a score at the end of how your mission went. My kids loved it and wanted to go back on and ride again.
Would you think that it was a better experience if you got the pilot, or is it pretty much the same experience whichever seat that you're chosen for?
I mean, I kind of wanted to rip the pilot card out of my kid's hand because I wanted to be the pilot. I think because that's the best seat in the house, obviously, and you have the most to do. But I was all the way so it's 2 seats, 2 seats, and 2 seats. It only fits 6. It's very small, your little ship. And it was quick to get in. They kind of rush you to get in, and they're like, your mission's starting, hurry up, buckle up. There's no stowing your bags. They just kind of go on the floor. And it starts, as soon as you're buckled, it's immediate. It starts the mission. Yeah, it's quick. And so but I felt like being in the back, I still got the full experience. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything.
Did you have a lot to do?
Did I have a lot to do?
Putting the buttons and all that.
Yeah, I did because I was the engineer of the ship and my children kept crashing.
Oh gosh, you had to restart the engines or something?
Yeah, so I had a lot to do, and I was like, "You have to make me work back here." But yeah. And the gunners had a lot to do, shooting at different ships. And I mean, we all enjoyed, and I'm going to say this, and I know, don't be mad at me, boys. I, as a mom, am not a huge Star Wars fan. My middle child loves Star Wars, and I go to the movies with him. But we were blown away at how well done the whole land was.
Wow.
Now, the queue for the attraction, I guess you didn't really have a lot of time to walk through it, but I guess it really felt like you were in a docking bay then, right? I mean, you just got that impression and not necessarily a line for a ride.
No, you're in a docking bay for sure. You don't feel like you're in a line for a ride. At one point, we stopped and let a couple people pass us because there's windows that you look out of, and it looks like you're looking outside of the Millennium Falcon, and you're looking into Star Wars land.
Oh, that's wild.
It's amazing. I mean, it was so well done. And I mean, even just walking around, you felt like you were in a different planet. I mean, there's sound effects as you're walking of like fire jets flying by you and shooting going on. I mean, it is extremely immersive. I love Pandora, but this was a whole nother dimension. Oh. Yeah, and if you ask them something about, like, do you know where Space Mountain is? Nobody has any idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
No clue. They have no idea, or like who Mickey Mouse is. They asked if it was a mouse or a boy or a girl or what kind of creature.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It was.
So what do you do if you're really lost and you can't find your way out of there?
Stormtroopers guest relations. Guest relations is probably your best bet. It is so well done. I mean, even my kids had to stop at the water fountain like 10 times because at one point you push the button on the water fountain and a creature comes out as the water rises. The water in the showcase behind the fountain sinks down as you push the button, and a creature pushes up.
Oh, that's
it's
crazy.
The craziest. It's crazy. Yes, and that was next to the creature shop because you can adopt creatures and take them home with you.
There's like a ton of choices too. I mean, it's not just like there's a banshee and that's it. Like there's
no, and
like
there's
10 or so
like 5 or 6
that you can get.
Yes. And the lady in the shop was very helpful in placing my children with the right creature for us to go home with.
Really?
At the low price of $29.99.
They were between 30 and 50.
Oh, okay. Did they move at all?
Yeah, our Porg is a puppet inside, and he, you squeeze like his wings and they flap, and then there's another button and he makes different sounds.
Aww.
Oh, okay.
And
the
he
real
was
question
30.
is, does he taste like chicken?
I have not eaten him yet. That's tomorrow for dinner.
Nice. Grill him up, little sauce on him.
Take a fork like up to Chewy and see what he does with it.
Right. Yeah, there were people doing that. We also decided, so my husband was like, if we're doing this, we're going to do it. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, there goes the Disney credit card.
Double points.
We built double points. We built a droid, and you get to pick between an R series or a BB series. I was nervous about this because I have 3 kids. They all love our droid. He's an R series. I posted a few pictures of him. You customize, so it's a conveyor belt that comes flying by, and there are hundreds of pieces. You can have a purple one, a pink one, a green one, a black one. You can mix and match your droid however you want. You just have to stick to a series. Once you pay for them, that's the series you're stuck with.
See, I saw that and I was curious if there's a certain piece that comes by, is it like, I guess, a decent amount of them? So if one comes by, I'm like, oh, I wanted that purple piece and it's gone, do you have to sit there and wait for another 15 minutes for it to cycle back around?
No.
Or is there, okay.
It was like, I mean, we picked all of our pieces, and we had done that too. We had missed like a piece that the kids wanted, because they wanted him to be different colors, not just like one solid color. We were probably finished within like 4.5 minutes of picking all of our parts. I mean, the conveyor is moving pretty quickly, and there has to be somebody back there stocking it because that thing you could never see a piece of conveyor belt. It's covered in pieces. And even when you're building the droid, like there's like factory shop noises going on, and it was out of this world. And there's pieces hanging down from the ceiling, and they had electric screwdrivers for the kids to use to like put them together. There's one assistant on each side helping to put them together. But my kids, I have a 12, a 9, and a 7-year-old, and all 3 of them were very capable of building one. I never felt like, oh gosh, they're going to destroy this thing.
Right.
It was very easy. And then they activate it for you. It comes home in like a cute little carrying case for you. We didn't do this because we missed this part, but you can buy a chip for yours to give him a personality.
Oh, really? What is that, $49.99?
Yeah, so you can, I think it was an additional $20.
Okay.
That's not
They
bad.
did
though.
have a backpack.
It does like interact with other droids in Galxys Edge, and I guess like if it's resistance droid and it's in First Order section, it starts to make like scared like sounds and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty like it's high tech and well done for an extra.
Yeah, because ours
$20.
was going off in the box as we were walking. He would go off our droid, and then
breathe.
Right, he's in the box. And then at night, he like the first night the kids played with him in the hotel, and we didn't think to turn him off, and then he was going off at night, so I had to get up and turn him off.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Can you imagine if he would have started walking away?
Like just wandering down the
door opens and he like strolls out.
Right down the hotel lobby.
Time to make some more money with the next family.
Yeah.
Right. He's gonna go live with somebody else now. So we did that. We had blue and green milk because we felt like we were there and we should, right?
Right, exactly. Right. Do as the natives do.
Yeah. Do what the natives do, right? We ate local
But
cuisine.
that means you would have to milk the little whatever that creature was on the side of the cliffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't do that. We
So how were the drinks? Were they sweet?
The blue one, we all liked better. The green had like a jasmine flavor to it, so I wasn't a huge fan. Think of it as like a Slurpee or Icy, but just thicker.
Okay.
They were really
I've
thick
seen
in
people,
consistency.
Like taking a sip and throwing them away and saying it's really bad and blah blah blah. But you know that people do that because it's cool now to hate stuff. But
I did that for the citrus
Right.
swirl thing at Epcot. The citrus bird, the orange bird.
Yeah, orange
But
bird.
you truly hated that though.
Oh, that was bad. And so I know that another thing
This
was
wasn't bad. I mean, I don't think.
I know that you had the Star Wars, the Star Wars. I'm sorry, the Coca-Cola. You showed pictures of the Coca-Cola products. How much were they? How much was the Coke?
$4.
That was it?
Normal price.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Shocked.
And
I
the
figured
water
that would
was
have been double
The
that.
water was $3. No, they didn't upcharge.
But
And
how big
even,
is the bottle?
I mean, it was probably 8 ounces. It wasn't like a full size bottle. Yeah.
Like a shot of Coke.
It was like a shot. Yeah, it wasn't very big. And then we ate lunch at Black Spire Outpost, and that was really good. We had some snacks there, and then we also ate at Docking Bay 7. And my kids are really adventurous eaters because of my husband, but everything was really good. And the only utensil they have is a spork.
I saw those.
And they're
those
kind of
things.
they're funky looking.
Yeah. They're kind
Well,
of
it's not a
big.
full spork either. Yeah, it's like a half spork because like the little fork parts
Right.
don't go all the way across. So it was kind of weird. And if you ask them for another utensil, they don't understand what another utensil is.
Oh, that is funny.
So they're really, it's really immersive.
But I really wonder how long that's
I
going to
don't know if I could
last.
ever. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the newness of it. I don't know. I hope it stays because it was pretty amazing.
Because that's how it was in Pandora when they first opened.
Right.
You would talk about, coming from Animal Kingdom, going from one place and be like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Right.
You were transported here and whatever. But I'm sure as the newness wears off, I think a lot of that's probably going to go.
The cast
Yeah, I
members
think so,
retired,
too.
and they're just like, yeah, it's over there. Just go.
Right.
Just go.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Am I
This
the only
way.
one that thought of the cable guy when she was talking about they didn't have other utensils, but they've got Coke?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, sorry. All right.
No, you're fine. And then the characters are freely walking around, which is weird. You don't wait in a line to see them. They just approach you or you approach them.
That'll change when it comes over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even, I know this is off topic, but even at Disneyland, we noticed that they're just more free roaming, it seems. And there's not a lot of lines, but.
Because they're all locals in Disneyland, so they don't really care to see the characters. There's only people in Florida who come from all over the world to visit, and they want to see the characters. It's a completely different experience.
Yeah. And I have to say, characters, I don't know if you guys saw, my daughter had a high Chewbacca. My daughter is 7 and she's like the tiniest thing, and Chewbacca was hiding behind her and she was trying to hide him from stormtroopers.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I didn't see that picture.
Oh my god, it's a video on my page, Sean. You'll have to look at it. It is so funny. And then Ray is also going back and forth, teaching the boys and Alice how to walk correctly and stop and look for stormtroopers. And then she tells Chewie that, and then Chewie fears there's stormtroopers in the area, so he makes Alice hide him. And it was the funniest thing, like seeing this 7-year-old trying to hide Chewie.
A 7-foot tall Wookiee.
Right, and she's not even 4 feet.
Right. That's great.
But yeah, I mean, so the character interactions were great, and they're just kind of free roaming, and they interact with you. And I mean, Ray came right up to the boys and didn't even hesitate to ask if they'd seen stormtroopers, and so that was really neat to see, because like you said, I don't think that's going to happen when we go to Walt Disney World. I think it's going to be very different. And the last thing we did, which Mom was not for, but Dad, was all for it. We built a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Those Disney dollars are racking up.
Uh-huh. You get to go back again.
My brother wants to do that too, and I'm like, I just can't spend that much on a lightsaber. Like to watch the whole thing is great, and I can't wait, but I can't justify that price for that.
Well, Keith, just turn around and put it on eBay. It'll go for like $5,000 or something.
I know. That's what I was like. Can we just sell it on eBay now? But
it's getting it home though. That's the thing.
Well, we made it home. The security was very entertained with it, and they wanted to see it. And I said to the guy, I don't even know why we had to buy this. And he was like, because it's awesome. He's like, you guys can just take it on the plane. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, we're going to get TSA is going to come over and search us in a minute. But that was the longest thing we did. My husband waited about 45 minutes in line just to pay for the lightsaber and pick which one you were going to buy. The kids and I built the droid in the time he was in that line.
Wow.
And then we couldn't figure out why it took so long. Well, when you get into the building station, I don't know, this was the one part I was like, they could have tripled this probably. They only had 14 bays to build.
Right.
That's it. So it was 14 people at a time. We're going in to build. And the experience was really cool. Again, I'm not sure why we have a $200 lightsaber in my house, but we do. The experience was really cool. It was, again, you step in and Yoda talks to you and they make you feel like you're becoming a Jedi. My 9-year-old was beyond stoked. He was like, his smile on his face ear to ear, so excited. You pick your crystal that's going to represent your lightsaber, and then you literally customize it from head to toe. So his handle is like one of a kind because there was different pieces he picked to build it. At the end, they put it into the shaft, and he grabbed the handle, and then at the same time, everybody picks their lightsabers up at one time, and the whole room illuminates whatever color lightsaber yours is. So it was pretty cool. We will not be building another $200 lightsaber.
How long was the experience?
Too, which is nice. It's not just plastic and...
No. And they give you, not that this makes the cost any better. They do give you a really nice storage case for it. But I was like, they probably should, because I have to get that home. Sean, the total experience, once we had paid, they gave us a time to come back. They said, come back in another hour. So that's when we went and had lunch and did some shopping. We came back and it was maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it's quick, that part. It was just getting to that part.
Gotcha.
I'll probably buy one. Once I get there, I'll probably be like, how can you not? Once you're there, and especially I know my brother's doing it, so it's
you're gonna feel the pressure.
I can't just stand there and watch him get this cool freaking lightsaber, and I'm just standing there.
Yeah. And then you're gonna bring it home. You're never gonna play with it again. You'll pull it out 3 times a year, one time to torment your wife.
My wife will beat me with it. Is probably what will happen. And it's just like, giving her a tool to beat me with. I don't know, but.
Well, my 9-year-old was like, Carter was like, can you put some kind of hooks in my wall so I can hang it? And I'm like, oh gosh, like, so I mean, that might be happening in my house. I'm like, and he's like, we should put it in the living room. I'm like, no, it's not.
Right above the couch. That'd be awesome.
They do make a wall display for lightsabers, so you could probably check Etsy. Yeah.
I'm going to check that out. Thanks for the tip.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah,
but I have to say,
2 of them, though. I mean, it'd be cool to cross them, like, right above the couch.
No, not happening. Yeah, we'll build one next time we go. So my husband, and I had discussed, this was probably a once-in-a-lifetime opening, thing that we were going to be first paying people in land somewhere in Disney. So we had decided that if we were going to do it, let's just do it and experience it and get the full thing, because we're never going to do that again. We're never going to have that opportunity again. I mean, we're going to Disney World in October, and are we even going to get close to Star Wars land? I have no idea how that's going to look. So this, we felt like, was our chance.
Is it weird that the stormtroopers and Kylo Ren, it's like a scripted voice? Or I've seen some of the videos and stuff, and I don't get how they can't build a voice changing helmet that's got a microphone in it so that they can truly interact with you without the scripted lines.
Right, just like a voice box almost, to be able to say more than the 5 lines that they're given. Yeah, that part that would be a nice change.
Now, which experience did you feel you liked better, the lightsaber or building the droid, in your personal opinion? You're not a huge Star Wars fan, so, I mean, that's...
Of course, my husband's going to listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband's going to listen to this and be like, I told you, Andrea. The lightsaber.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, hands down. And I mean, it's different because, you have kids. It's to see your kids so excited about something like that. And, it was worth the money.
Right.
Yeah. Don't tell my husband.
See, Keith, just go ahead and do it.
Or you're 41.
But yeah.
You just want to do it too.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was really cool. I mean, my husband's 41, and he was like, this is so awesome. And I'm like, okay, calm down. But I mean, I get it. I mean, a lot of our friends were like, oh, can we see your lightsaber? I'm like, okay, we'll have a lightsaber party. Everyone can come on and see it. But yeah. So that is, we're never going to do it again. It's a one-time thing for us, but it was really cool.
So on the when you went on to the Millennium Falcon and you walked through there, you got to take a picture at the hollow chess table there. What was that experience like? Were you rushed through that? Was your Disney person there taking pictures, or was it just you guys?
Just us. That was my camera.
Okay.
And it was kind of rushed because since there was no wait, it seemed to me if there was if you were in a 20-minute wait, you would probably go to that room for 10 minutes to get to explore a holding room,
right,
and then go on to the Millennium Falcon to drive to fly.
Gotcha,
so
okay.
But we literally they had 4 doors open waiting for us, and so I made my kids fly around the room really quick, take a few pictures, and then we went in.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Did they say if they're doing the reservation times in Florida officially,
no,
or is it just a free-for-all, or they haven't said yet?
They wait to see how Disneyland goes.
Yeah, I will say, having clients that have done, the Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey right at opening, the way Disneyland did it was, I know, like Sean said, the waits are a little bit longer now, but it seemed like such a good system. The only time we ever felt it was crowded was walking in, but you're walking in with 1,000 people, so that's fine. But once we got in, everybody dispersed. There was so much room. We never felt like we were shoulder to shoulder or cramped. We never felt. Sean and I were talking earlier, like walking into Magic Kingdom, sometimes you're trying to get the stroller. Like there was none of that. And the only other time it got another flux of people was at that 11 o'clock hour, because that's when the next group came in, where we overlapped for an hour. But it almost seemed like once they settled into where they were, like maybe 10, 15 minutes, that died down again too, where you weren't like, oh God, it's so crowded. My hope is with Disney World, they're going to come up with something. I don't know how that would look or how they would do that, because there are so many resorts.
Right.
But I mean, it was well done, and it didn't feel cramped, crowded. We never felt like, and I felt like our 4 hours was just the right amount of time. If we could have gotten to the cantina, fine, but like if not, like that wasn't something that was like on our must-do list at that point.
Right.
Now, did they limit you as far as, say, with like the Millennium Falcon? If you wanted to go in there and that's all you wanted to do for the 4 hours, could you just go on over and over and over and over again?
I might have puked at some point. Like, whoa. Yeah, so I asked, because they marked our wristbands, so I inquired about that. I said, oh, why are you marking my wristband? And she said, at 10:45, if you have ridden it in the first group, we're going to tell you that you can't ride it again.
Oh, wow.
But from that time before, like from 8 to 10:45, if you wanted to ride it 20 times, you could have. But at 10:45, they were cutting us off unless we didn't have a mark. Then we could ride it. But I think it was because that 11 o'clock group was coming in. They were trying to like not have the 8 o'clock group and the 11 o'clock group all trying to like ride it as many times as possible.
Right.
Makes sense.
So it made sense how they did it.
Just for an example, I just looked at the wait times currently. So we're recording at 9:20 p.m. So it's 6:20 p.m. California time. The current wait time is 70 minutes.
Okay.
And that's...
So I almost wonder if they had a group come in at 6 o'clock.
Right. So, I mean, don't forget, that's the reservation system. So
right.
That's not 20,000 hotels, 20,000 hotel rooms on Disney property and another 10,000 hotel rooms outside of Disney property that can go into the park.
I bet if you looked right now, Sean, at Flight of Passage, that wait is probably longer.
Yeah, let me look.
I mean, just food for thought, right? Like...
Yeah, because you have to figure it's going to be this. The times are going to be definitely longer than Flight of Passage.
It's later now too, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. It's 9:20 there.
But still, I mean, it would be. And we're waiting. Yes. And we're waiting.
Animal Kingdom is not showing any wait time, so I guess it's closed.
Oh, it's 9:20. Yeah, of course it's closed.
Yeah. Oh well.
But there, at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night, what do you think the wait time probably was for Flight of Passage?
Probably 2.5 to 3 hours, probably.
Right. Yeah. So I think I feel like if there's a way that they could do it at Walt Disney World, it's the best way to do it, but I don't know what that would even look like or how they would execute that.
Mine train's only 50 minutes.
Well worth it.
Nice. Right. So if you guys are going on August 29th, best of luck to you, is what I'm telling you.
I will be there September 1st, I think.
My brother's going like the first weekend of September, so I told him, I was like, I hope I see you when you get home.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I don't... The biggest problem is, like, I'll be on the fantasy when they open, so I'm not going to know anything. I'm not going to know what the experience is like until I dock. And then I'll get an idea of whether or not I'm going to even attempt to go. Chances are I probably won't, because I'm going to find out there's 8-hour waits to get on the attraction. I'll be like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah. It's not worth doing that.
No. I mean, once the other attraction opens up, then it'll be a little bit easier, a little more palpable to deal with that. But, I'm not just going in there, try to get in there just to go on the opening weekend. I don't think I'm going to do it.
I don't know if it's worth your sanity.
Probably not.
No,
especially
I don't think
just
so.
like off of a cruise and you're all chilled and relaxed, and then you
you're definitely doing that backwards.
Yourself to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like getting into a cold pool. Like, yeah, don't do that. Let's just skip it.
All right, Andrea, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. We appreciate your firsthand knowledge of Galxys Edge.
Absolutely. It's been fun, you guys.
Before we let you go, Two things. One is that we have a Tiki Lightning Round. Everybody that comes on the show, their first time, they get to do the Tiki Lightning Round, so you got to answer these 5 questions.
Okay.
Question number 1, favorite snack?
Ooh, a Dole Whip.
Citrus roll. Good choice.
No.
Favorite Disney movie?
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Favorite Disney character?
Oh, gosh. Chip, because my daughter has a love affair with Chip.
Oh, that's cool. Favorite attraction?
Oh, gosh. Flight of Passage.
And your favorite Disney park memory?
It would be taking my kids to Star Wars Land because they still are talking about it almost a week later.
I'm curious to see, like, if we ask you that question again in a year, if it would change at all.
I bet you it would.
You think so?
Yeah, because, like, before Star Wars Land, it was something totally different.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it would change. As a parent, right, it always changes. Like, you always have a new favorite memory.
Oh yeah, I mean there's no doubt about that. I mean you'll have great trips or one great day, and then the next day is a better experience. It happens, and sometimes you have miserable experience with your children, and you never want to go back again. So
that never happens.
So true. So true. Meltdowns on Main Street.
Yep. All right, Andrea, why don't you, if you want to share your social media with everybody out there so they can go ahead and find you, talk about your travel stuff, whatever you want to say.
Sure. You guys can find me on Facebook at MousePros / Andrea Freely if you guys want to contact me, or you can get me through Sean too, because we're a team.
Yes, we're team players.
We are team players.
Yep. So, Andrea,
thank you guys so much for having
you're welcome.
me.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Have a good night. Bye.
All right. Bye.
That's going to do it for this week, but first we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rentals at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook at Enchanted Tiki Talk, Instagram and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. You can leave us a message on the Tiki Talk hotline at 256-4MyTiki. And if you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes. You can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, MouseWorldVacations.com, and MousePros.com.
Find me at the Northeast Ohio Insane Asylum.
Sorry.
If you want to send a card, that'd be great.
Matt, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at, what is it? Matt goes dopey, I think.
Matt is dopey, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Not many people talk to me, but I'm on Twitter if you want to come check me out.
I'm on the Twitter. All right. I thank you, everybody. Andrea, thank you for joining us here this week. Everybody have a great week. See ya. Alan, take it away.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
Good job, Keith. Had to bring some potty humor into it.
Hey, that's...
Like you need help for that, Sean.
I was going to say, I have 2 boys, so I get it.
All right.
We farted back there, too. We smelled it.
Oh.
Dude, that is all I've heard tonight. Melissa's in the bed sick, and all I've heard is, he farted, no, you farted, no, he farted.
Oh, my gosh.
This thing over here farted. The chair farted.
The chair farted.
All right.
Alexa farted.
She can do that.
She can.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. You have to ask her to fart.
That's awesome.
It's awesome until your 5-year-old figures it out and it has it do it every 5 minutes.
Right.
Yes.
Good point. Yeah.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by MousePros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And by KingdomStrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.